one of the things that we really need to focus on is, realizing when our signal is weak. Think about, your phone. We're so hooked on these electronic devices, and we get so upset when the internet's out or the Wi-Fi is not working. I mean, for us that live in the country, man, we have to have good internet because it's tough to be able to have good reception. And so what happens when your signal is weak?
You need to recharge or get to a better location for better signal.
Well, yeah, but what happens when you start, when your signal's getting weak, you start kind of panicking, you start freaking out, like, especially if think about if you're needing help. You can't, if your signal's weak and you can't make that phone call, right? Man, you're like, what's going on? And I feel like in that same manner, that's how we kind of express and go through some of our emotions, and so we need to identify when our signal is weak. Identify what are we feeling, what's going on, what's causing us to feel this way.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know you were gonna start off with that. I was like, well, if my signal is weak, I guess I go to the pigeons. I don't know. No, I was just thinking. Sorry, but no, yes, man. The reason we're doing part 2 is because we don't realize how serious suicide is, how prevalent it is in the community, across the United States, in every community, how it affects everybody. And you're right, to start off with talking about our signal when we're going through these emotions, man, it's so important. And we've done a podcast on having a good tight-knit circle support system, right? And we had something like that.
I think you need to ask yourself, where are you right now? And not physically, like, where are you, your location,
your mental state,
like,
or emotional state.
Ask yourself, right? That's right. At the beginning right now I want you to ask yourself, where are you right now? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you excited? Are you depressed? Are you confused? Are you angry? Are you at peace? Do you feel like you're alone? Do you feel like no one understands you? Do you feel like no one cares? Are you hiding something? Is that what's causing, your issues, right? Because sometimes sin or hiding something and not being able to express it can affect you, right? So
just sitting here listening to you talk about and the whole signal now it's stuck in my head. But I remember the old commercial. I think it was Verizon when they came out with their phones. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? And of course he kept moving, right? The whole commercial was he was trying to move and trying to get obviously better signal. Can you hear me now? And I think now that you brought that up and now it's looping in my head, we can pretty much, the way I picture that in our life is that, are we getting to a better position? Are we moving? If we're feeling sorry for ourselves, then we need to get out of that pit of pity party or feeling sorrow.
Yeah.
If we're depressed, then we need to figure out a way to get out of that depression, right? So we need to move to a better position, a better spot to get better signal.
Yeah.
So that's what you got me thinking.
Yes, and let me just add something, because you said something. It connects to this. I've been really thinking about this, and I know we've talked about having a good support system.
Right.
But I want to share this because it's important. Sometimes when you're experiencing a situation, and I personally have recently experienced this, and it really opened my eyes, is sometimes when your signal is weak and you're going to be moving around to get to a better spot to get that help. It's important that sometimes it's crucial and important that you don't necessarily seek help with the parties involved. Right. And what I mean by that is if there's something that's going on, your family might not be the best support system because they have emotions. They're vested into the situation. Exactly.
So you need to get a third party,
somebody outside, from the outside, like a friend, someone who's going to be able non-biased. Number one. Number two, I think is that's not going to add to the stress, because I feel like sometimes when they're vested, they'll because they're
increase.
upset or maybe they're experiencing a different emotion or whatever the case may be. They might not help you. They might actually make things worse, and it can actually even negatively affect you at a higher level, right? And so that's where you go through like all these emotions. It feels like a roller coaster because, maybe you're feeling alone, you're feeling sad, and then, you think you can depend on these people or this happens and it just makes it worse. And that can lead to, it can lead you to a dead end,
Right. And of course the title of this is
It's not
the end. So we need to move to a better location, to a better position,
Yes.
so that we can succeed, so that we can get out of whatever funk we're in.
Exactly.
Because suicide is so serious, and those thoughts can then become so intrusive, and they become, they begin as thoughts, but many times that human being, that person,
Yeah.
sees no way out and starts acting on those emotions and on those thoughts.